Sorry about that audio problem in the last video. I think it's fixed now. I hope. So let me read my book here.
Tough day at the mines. I swear the ore is getting harder to dig.
You're just getting older.
That's why I come here to talk to you. You're all heart.
So I wonder what'll happen if I try to
Lauren, do you remember
relax
the time when that
here?
man came clamoring into town?
Oh, I can't
How
do
could
it
I
while I'm
forget?
sitting down.
That old female almost took off my leg.
Never did find out why they came sprawling into town like that.
Animals in the Pale don't need a reason to attack Dawnstar. It's just their nature.
I suppose. Alright, now I need to read that book so we can go take it back to that fella. That's the one. I hope it's good. It's story time, boys and girls. Night Falls on Sentinel by Boali. No music played in the nameless tavern in Sentinel, and indeed there was very little sound except for discreet, cautious murmurs of conversation, the soft pad of the barmaid's feet on stone, which doesn't have any shoes on, and the delicate slurping of the regular patrons, tongues lapping at their flagons, eyes focused on nothing at all. Is this a tavern full of dogs? Because that sounds adorable. If anyone were less otherwise occupied, the sight of the young Redguard woman in a fine black velvet cape might have aroused surprise, even suspicion. As it was, the strange figure, out of place in an underground cellar so modest it had no sign, blended into the shadows. "Are you Jomic?" The stout, middle-aged man, with a face older than his years, looked up and nodded. He returned to his drink. The young woman took the seat next to him. "My name is Habala," she said, and pulled out a small bag of gold, placing it next to his mug. "Sure it be," snarled Jomic, and met her eyes again. I wonder if it's Yomic. Yomic? "Who do you want dead?" She did not turn away, but merely asked, "Is it safe to talk here?" "No one cares about nobody else's problems but their own here. You could take off your cuirass and dance bare-breasted on the table, and no one even spit," the man smiled. "So who do you want dead?" "No one, actually," said Habala. "The truth is, I only want someone removed for a while. Not harmed, you understand, and that's why I need a professional. You come highly recommended." "Who you been talking to?" asked Jomic dully, returning to his drink. "A friend of a friend of a friend of a friend." "One of them friends don't know what he's talking about," grumbled the man. "I don't do that anymore." Habala quietly took out another purse of gold, and then another, placing them at the man's elbow. He looked at her for a moment and then poured the gold out and began counting. As he did, he asked, "Who do you want removed?" "Just a moment," smiled Habala, shaking her head. "Before we talk details, I want to know that you're a professional and you won't harm this person very much, and that you'll be discreet." "You want discreet?" The man paused in his counting. "All right, I'll tell you about an old job of mine. It's been, by arcade, I can hardly believe it, more than 20 years, and no one but me's alive who had anything to do with the job. This is back before the time of the War of Bettany. Remember that?" "I was just a baby." "Course you was," Jomic smiled. "Everyone knows that King Loten had an older brother, Greklith, what died, right? And then he's got his older sister, Obki, what married that king fella in Daggerfall. But the truth said he had 2 elder brothers." "Really?" Habala's eyes glistened with interest. "No lie," he chuckled. "Weedy, feeble fella called Arthago, the king and queen's firstborn. Anyhow, this prince was heir to the throne, which his parents wasn't too thrilled about. But then the queen, she squeezed out 2 more princes who looked a lot more fit. That's when me and my boys got hired on, to make it look like the first prince got took off by the underking, or some such story." "I had no idea," the young woman whispered. "Course you didn't. That's the point." Jomic shook his head. "Discretion, like you said. We bagged the boy, dropped him off deep in an old ruin, and that was that. No fuss. Just a couple fellows, a bag, and a club." "That's what I'm interested in," said Habala. "Technique. My friend, who needs to be taken away, is weak also, like this prince." "What is the club for?" "It's a tool. So many things what was better in the past ain't around no more, just 'cause people today prefer ease of use to what works right. Let me explain. There are 71 prime pain centers in an average fellow's body. Elves and Khajiit, being so sensitive and all, got 3 and 4 more, respectively. Argonians and Slodes, almost as many, at 52 and 67. Jomek used his short, stubby finger to point out each region on Habala's body. 6 in your forehead, 2 in your brow, 2 on your nose, 7 in your throat, 10 in your chest, 9 in your abdomen, 3 on each arm, 12 in your groin, 4 in your favored leg, 5 in the other. That's 63, replied Habala. No, it's not, growled Jomek. Yes, it is, the young lady cried back, indignant that her mathematical skills were being questioned. 6 plus 2 plus 2 plus 7 plus 10 plus 9 plus 3 for one arm, and 3 for the other, plus 12 plus 4 plus 5, 63. 3 for one arm and 3 for the other. I thought he said... Oh yeah, there it is. I must have left some out, shrugged Jomek. The important thing is that to become skilled with a staff or club, you gotta be a master of these pain centers. Done right, a light tap could kill, or knock out without so much as a bruise. Fascinating, smiled Habala. And no one ever found out? Why would they? The boy's parents, the king and queen, they're both dead now. The other children always thought their brother got carried off by the underking. That's what everyone thinks. And all my partners are dead. Of natural causes? Ain't nothing natural that ever happens in the bay. You know that. One fella got sucked up by one of them Selenu. Another died of that same plague that took the queen and Prince Greklith. Another fella got himself beat up to death by a burglar. You gotta keep low, out of sight, like me, if you want to stay alive. Jomek finished counting the coins. You must want this fella out of the way bad. Who is it? It's better if I show you, said Habala, standing up. Without a look back, she strode out of the nameless tavern. Jomek drained his beer and went out. The night was cool, with an unrestrained wind surging off the water of the Iliac Bay, sending leaves flying like whirling shards. Habala stepped out of the alleyway next to the tavern and gestured to him. As he approached her, the breeze blew open her cape, revealing the armor beneath and the crest of the King of Sentinel. The fat man stepped back to flee, but she was too fast. In a blur, he found himself in the alley on his back, the woman's knee pressed firmly against his throat. The king has spent years since he took the throne looking for you and your collaborators, Jomek. His instructions to me what to do when I found you were not specific, but you've given me an idea. From her belt, Habala removed a small, sturdy cudgel. A drunk, stumbling out of the bar, heard a whimpered moan accompanied by a soft whisper coming from the darkness of the alley. Let's keep better count this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That sounds painful. Sorry, so this is the book with the red guard culture that the woman wants to read to her newborn? This is a terrible book to read to a child. This is a terrible book to read at all. But who am I to say how people should raise their kids, I guess? I wouldn't want somebody to read that to me. That's awful. I wonder if I can lean against this. I think I've tried before. No, don't clean the place, for God's sakes. Oh well, can't have everything. Now what the hell was I doing? Right, I'm in here. It's nighttime. I need to get a room. Oh, damn it. And... oh yeah, I was thinking I might head over here. I think I had a quest about an amulet that the next piece of it or something was in Fulgunther. So I thought I might head that way and then probably stop by Solitude after that. So it's pretty late. She's been up for a really long time. I'm surprised nobody has yelled at her about the mess that she's made. And I would clean it up, but I'm afraid I'd accidentally steal something. So I'll have to get these people to like me, and then I can clean up. Just curious what would happen if you did it in first person. Alrighty.
Frost took my husband years ago. He was a good man.
The Frost did
You
it?
should quit working in the Eastern Mine.
I'm sorry. My mind was just somewhere else. Do you need a room? Drink?
A room.
Need a room?
Got a bit of interest in
Don't
Yes,
worry.
a room.
Nightmares don't seem to happen for travelers.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good
Sure
to know, I
thing.
guess.
It's yours for a day.
Thanks.
I'll show you to your room.
I wonder why you
Right
guys
this
are
way.
having nightmares.
My children all grew
Stress,
up
I guess.
and left Dawnstar to make their fortune.
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Yeah, that's what I did too. I mean, I didn't leave Dawnstar. I left Blackmarsh, but
What troubles
same
you,
general-
my daughter?
I'm tired. It's the main thing, really. Wow, did I do all of this from that one misplaced shout? Oh, at least I could take this stuff. I'm just gonna take, like, I don't want it, but I've made such a mess. I don't know why they're letting me take this stuff. But I'll just put that junk in here. Cabin in the woods, huh? Why am I allowed to have everything? Those people don't know me. Oh, and I think I might also be able to actually recline. Look at that. Okay, now I'm standing on the bed. That's inappropriate, but that's pretty cool. I get to actually lie down. So yeah. We'll have a full night's sleep here. This, by the way, was Deschutes. It's gone now, but it was a Deschutes Brewery Black Butte Porter. And if there's an E at the end, you pronounce it Butte, not Butt. It's not a black butt porter. It's pretty good. I like it. But it's gone now, so it's in the past. Get off the bed. Jeez. Okay, so now we're well rested. I slept in my boots. That's not good. Hey!
Yes, sirrah.
Well, don't cough on me. Still can't take any of this stuff. And oh right, I wanted to go to the alchemist shop, but it was closed at 7 p.m. Don't pause like that. Make me very paranoid. Remember the first time I saw one of these loading screens and realized I could move the thing with the controls. I was like, this is the best thing ever! Oh my god! But it's amazing how quickly you get jaded. Oh, it's going to be a very long waiting screen today. Loading screen, I mean to say. Long wait. Active effects. Do you think it might have frozen? Maybe it will never load? Maybe I should cut out this whole part? Okay, sorry about that. It did, it just was on the loading screen forever and ever, and I finally just reloaded the autosave from when I woke up. Saved by the door, walked through the door, it loaded like that. Made a save here, and that's where I am, so. Nothing has actually happened. If that happens again, I'll look into my
Can't
mods.
sleep well no matter how much drink I put in me.
Oh, it's 10 p.m. You're telling me I never slept? Shit. Okay, apparently the save that I loaded up was not the save from when I woke up. I messed that up. Alright, well, let's try this again. Did you ever have one of those nights when you went to sleep and then you woke up, you're like, oh, wow, that was a good night's sleep, and you look at the clock and it's been like half an hour?
Oh, there once was a hero named Ragnar the Red who came riding to Whiterun from old Warwickstead.
I mean, I don't have great pipes either, but that woman's voice is just really, really bad.
I'm just one of the miners. I don't want any trouble.
Yeah, I know. You mentioned that before. Okay, it's 6:30 in the morning.
Yes?
So it occurs to me that the alchemy shop is not going to be open at all. Of course, she wasn't open at 7 p.m. either. Did I sell off all my thingies? I don't even know what's happening anymore. Oh, actually, you know what? While I have the time, it occurs to me that I turned off Akado's recital to try to fight that guy in Windhelm, that jerk. But then I couldn't find him, and Akado's recital has been off ever since then. So I might as well set it back up, and now that I have a general idea how it works, I should pick 3 good ones. Maybe an illusion one would be good. To help work up my illusion. I mean, that one kind of seems silly once I've entered combat, but if I'm sneaking at the time, it could be very useful. So maybe I'll do Muffle to help with my illusion. Cloak of Souls is probably still a good idea. And Oak Flesh. You think? Most of the time I'm glad I have Cloak of Souls, because otherwise I don't think to fill my soul gems. I know occasionally I'm going to be like, damn it! I just filled a grand soul gem with like a skeever. But I think I'm more often glad I have it than I'm not. Alright, so now I have to do this one. And this one. Oh, that leveled me up! And this one. I don't have enough magic to do it though, so let's take some potions. Oh god. I guess. I'm using the small ones because of the weight. That should be enough, right? Alright! I got them all stored. Also have a Cloak of Souls and some spells right now, and everybody's gonna be afraid of me. But what are you gonna do? Oh, and let's save. Let's save. Why is the music so scary right now? I mean, I guess it is scary to be up this early in the morning. I wouldn't know. Oh, that guy over there seems to be waiting for customers. Hello.
And here comes my first visitor. The Museum of the Mythic Dawn is open, friend.
The Museum of the Mythic Dawn?
Yes. My collection of artifacts from a group that toppled an empire.
Yeah.
Why don't you come in? You can browse the displays and we can talk. I have a job you look perfect for.
Alright, yeah, I'll come in.
Let's talk inside.
Pieces of the past. He seems a little shady.
Feel free to look around. Come talk to me when you're ready to discuss that job I mentioned.
He's like...
The tapestries hung here and outside were found in hideouts, where members of the Mythic Dawn would meet and plot. The cult's greatest accomplishment was the assassination of the Septim Dynasty and the opening of the Oblivion Gates.
Well, I guess by the dictionary definition, those were great accomplishments. Do you live here as well? Maybe put up like a separating screen or something? It's a little awkward.
Ah, yes. That scabbard. Notice the insignia?
Yeah,
An
it's an
Oblivion
Oblivion
Gate.
Gate.
A key symbol of Mehrunes Dagon, the patron Daedra of the Mythic Dawn.
Is this like a museum to evil?
Those robes were worn during the Mythic Dawn's secret meetings, where they plotted to bring the Daedra Mehrunes Dagon into Tamriel. Each bolt of yarn used to make the robe was colored with a dye, made from sacrificial blood.
Like from goats? Or like from people? Either way, ew.
The commentaries on the Mysterium Xarxes were written by the Mythic Dawn cult leader, Mankar Cameron. He promised a paradise awaited his followers when they died, that they would be reborn by Mehrunes Dagon's side.
Huh. Sounds like a cult leader to me.
That burned paper is all that remains of the fabled Mysterium Xarxes, the blasphemous book written by Mehrunes Dagon himself. It's said that Mankar Cameron used the book to open a portal to a paradise, where all his followers would live forever.
Paradise? I don't know, man. I've been to Oblivion. It's pretty hellish. I mean, that was an out of character comment. Reesha Dohvakiin did not say that. Do you have anything to say about these are your personal things, don't touch them? Just curious. Oh, I see you're a heavy drinker, huh? Yeah, me too sometimes. Oh yeah, have a level up. Anyway, so,
Did you have any questions about the museum? Or would you rather talk business?
well, why did you open it?
It's no secret that my family were once members of the Mythic Dawn. One of my forefathers was even chosen to assassinate Uriel Septim himself. We hid from our past for years, became tradesmen, people of coin and influence. But I realized that the Mythic Dawn's importance, our importance, to history cannot be denied. I'll see everyone in Tamriel remember that for a moment, we held the fate of the world in our hands, for good or ill.
Definitely ill. I think it was for ill. So, whoops. No. No. How was that? This. Silas Vesuvius presents the Museum of the Mythic Dawn, a history of the cult that toppled the Septim Dynasty, inside of his very own home, in the great capital of the Pale, Dawnstar, free and open to all citizens of Skyrim.
I'll just be tending the museum if you need me.
Yeah, so, a courier gave me this pamphlet about this place.
And here you are.
Yeah,
I hope you found the museum to your liking.
it was a little creepy, to be honest. Thanks for taking that pamphlet off my hands, though.